the worst part. Good evening, everyone. I'm the fun ruiner by telling you we have to get going. We got Titan TV, all eyes on us, and a live stream. So our public awaits. Good evening. Hopefully dinner was delicious. Thank you, Sodexo. I would like to thank everyone for coming. This is a wonderful crowd. This is our largest crowd for Alumni Awards to date. So a round of applause on that. So my name is Amanda Betts-Regina, and I'm a 2010 journalism, proud to say that, graduate, as well as your UWO president for the Alumni Association Board of Directors. It is my pleasure to welcome you all here this evening. The Alumni Association has been very busy lately. Make sure to keep a lookout for the newly minted Titan magazine. Do you guys see that out there? It's brand new, like fresh off the press. And there'll be a digital copy coming soon. The purpose of the Titan is to help keep us all engaged on alumni activities and all the ways to contribute back to the university. And a special congratulations to all those who came together in the spirit of student scholarship with the creation of the Titan Alumni Foundation. More details on all ways to give to the next generation of alumni can be found on your tables. And I also want to do a quick shout out. We have a whole bunch of the next generation of alumni amongst us this evening. And thank you to all those, our faculty, alum, as well as some recipients who purchased tables and spots for these students to be amongst us this evening. So again, thank you so much. Now I want to tell you a little bit about why we're here. What is the Alumni Awards program, our pinnacle event? This evening we are recognizing the achievements of 12 accomplished University of Wisconsin-Oshkosh alumni. In 1972, the Alumni Association created the Outstanding Young Alumni Award program to recognize the early accomplishments of recent graduates. Tonight we are welcoming 3 to that group of successful individuals that have achieved much in their careers thus far, and they hold plenty of promise for their future achievements. We are also proud to honor 9 graduates with the Distinguished Alumni Award established in 1964 to recognize those who have demonstrated a long record of distinguished service and achievement with a particular focus, organization, or cause that has brought distinction back to our university. Tonight's recipients will bring the total number of UW-Oshkosh Distinguished Alum to 215. As a permanent honor to tonight's award recipients, a brick in each of their names has been placed on the outside patio, just beyond those doors. So tonight, they will receive a mini replica brick with their name to display in their home or offices, as well as a glass photo frame to showcase their favorite UWO memories, of course.
Good evening. My name is Brooke Buntrock-Tabbert, and I am a 2004 UWO graduate and Vice President of your UW-Oshkosh Alumni Association Board of Directors. Welcome. I have the pleasure of introducing some very special guests who are in the audience this evening. Please stand for recognition when your name is read, and please hold your applause until all are announced. John Coker, Interim Provost. Cheryl Green, Vice Chancellor for Student Affairs. Barb Rao, Dean of the College of Business. Colleen McDermott, Dean of the College of Letters and Science. Linda Haling, Dean of the College of Education and Human Services. Judy Westfall, Dean of the College of Nursing. Larry Carlin, Dean of the Honors College. And Vicki Cartwright, Superintendent, Oshkosh Area School District, and member of the Chancellor's Oshkosh Council of Advisors. Welcome. We are delighted that each of you could join us this evening. Yes. See, I didn't have applause here. I was hoping you'd remember. Like, oh, that's right. She said wait, and then cheer. The UW-Oshkosh Alumni Association is pleased to sponsor tonight's event. Would my fellow members of the Alumni Board in attendance please stand and be recognized? I love it. I want to say I think that's the highest attendance we've ever had for our board, too. It's great to see so many of you here. Our pinnacle evening. Finally, before we meet the rest of our honored guests, I would like to introduce Chancellor Andrew Levitt. Please join me in welcoming Chancellor Andy to the stage.
When I say hail, you say Titans. Hail! 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 All right, good evening. Delighted you're here. It's a great event. This is one of my favorite events of the year. Whenever I read the bios of the award winners that you're going to be reading tonight, I always evaluate where I have gone wrong and assess my own life because of the extraordinary things that these individuals have done, the impacts that they've had on their community, and how they have given back to the institution. Today was really a special day for the institution because each of the 12 award winners were able to go out and visit classes. So they interacted with our students, which was really what this is all about, is that we want students to know and understand what the power of a UW-Oshkosh degree can do. And so looking at the very accomplished lives of these individuals is really the best way to demonstrate that. So we're so grateful to all award recipients who spent time in classes today. We're grateful for our students for being here today as well, so they can see this firsthand, so that for young alumni, in just a few years, or maybe 25 or 30 years, you'd be back here accepting the Distinguished Alumni Award as well. So it's something to aspire to. I just want to say a couple things about the university. This is a great time to be a Titan. It's really kind of the golden age, if you ask me, of UW Titan. Obviously, our athletic teams are sort of leading the way in terms of the prowess of competition within the WIAC, as well as, of course, on the national stage with the great success we had with our men's basketball team last year, and also our football team has also done very well in recent years as well. So it's a great thing to keep up with. Perhaps the biggest news has been the merger with two of the UW college campuses. As many of you know, the UW colleges dissolved last year, and they assigned the local campuses to four-year institutions, and we were very fortunate to be assigned UW Fond du Lac and UW Fox Valley. And so as July 1 crossed, we became 3 campuses, 1 university. So now your university is now a multi-campus university. So yes, I think that's worth it. And to me, it's about multiple pathways. It's about the students of this region having multiple pathways in which to enter higher education and then traverse through it. In a single institution, we go all the way from certificates to associates to baccalaureates to masters to doctorates under one roof, which is very, very powerful. The big news is this, that our official census number, as far as the university system here is concerned, this is our number, 16,165 students now attend this university, making us undeniably the 3rd largest university. As a matter of fact, we are 3,000 students larger than the next comprehensive. So that is the power. We're going to have great. We have, yes, absolutely. We have the momentum. We have the size to do great things, and I know that we will at this institution. And congratulations tonight to the incredible recipients of these awards. I think that you will be inspired. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Chancellor. Well, it is now my pleasure to introduce our 2018 Outstanding Young Alumni Award recipients. Tonight, we will honor 3 alumni who have graduated within the past 15 years for their professional and civic accomplishments and future promise. This brings the total number of esteemed alumni to receive this award to 218. First up tonight, please welcome all the way from sunny California, Paige Bonanno. Paige is a 2015 communication major with minors in journalism and radio, TV, film. Paige is an associate producer at Disney ABC Television and launches and sustains the network's marketing campaigns on high-profile assignments you've probably heard of, such as The Good Doctor, American Idol, and Scandal. She earned the 2017 Synopsis Rising Star Award, which recognizes the Best and the Brightest TV Media Industry Professionals Under 30. Besides her busy career, Paige also volunteers for School on Wheels, an organization that provides tutoring and educational assistance to homeless youth in the Los Angeles area. As her nominator stated, she represents our university in the most positive light. Please join me in welcoming Paige Venano to the stage to receive the 2018 Outstanding Young Alumni Award.
First of all, thank you guys so much. It's so nice to be here tonight. First and foremost, I just want to say thank you to the University of Wisconsin-Oshkosh for this very prestigious award. I'm very honored to be recognized as an outstanding young alumni, and I'm so proud to call UWO my alma mater. I'm also so humbled to be included with all the other amazing recipients tonight. Can we get a round of applause for all the other honorees tonight? So first, I would like to extend a significant thank you to the College of Letters and Science, the Communications Department, the Journalism Department, and the Radio, TV, Film Department, all of which equipped me with the tools that I needed to succeed after graduation. I'd like to thank my past professors, a few of which I know are here tonight, Justine Stokes, Andrew Smock, Sarah Hansen. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you to my parents, my sister, and my grandmother, who all were here tonight and have supported me always. Thank you to my boyfriend, Andrew, who flew across the country from LA to be here for me tonight. And thank you to my aunt and uncle, Russ and Debbie Wires, who are here, Russ having received the UWO College of Business Award in 2011 himself. And of course, I'd like to give a special thanks to Brenda Lau, who nominated me for this award and has believed in me since the day I moved to LA to pursue a career in the entertainment industry. I'll keep this brief, but I previously mentioned that I'm very proud to be a UWO alumni, and I just wanted to tell you guys why. So I remember when I was first planning on touring Oshkosh, I did not want to go. For those of you that know me, I have a very big personality, and I thought that UWO just wasn't big enough to accommodate me. I thought that I needed something like the University of Wisconsin or Minnesota or the like in order to be considered successful. Luckily, I could not have been more wrong, and after touring the campus, I absolutely fell in love with it. But it wasn't just the campus that I fell in love with. It was the people, the professors, the programs I was able to take part in, and the one-on-one time I received as a result of choosing a so-called smaller university. I made the best friends of my life while attending Oshkosh, lifelong friendships that I would not trade for anything. And I was able to take part in organizations like Titan TV, the Advanced Titan newspaper, and WRC Radio, which gave me both the skills and the confidence I needed to pursue entertainment in the real world. And I made a ton of connections, which helped guide me, land me internships, and ultimately helped me get my job post-graduation. As Titans, I've realized that we look out for each other, and it's been made extremely clear to me since I moved away. When I was up for my job at ABC, it was a fellow Titan who vouched for me and helped me get the job. It was a fellow Titan who suggested that I get involved in AfterBuzz TV, where I've now been a co-host for the past 3 years. And when I moved to LA, it was fellow Titans, plural, that reached out to me, told me they'd be there for me, and that I wasn't alone in such a crazy city. And I probably would not have lasted as long as I have there had it not been for the support and the friendship of fellow Titans. So I may have thought that I didn't want to go to UWO at first, but now looking back, if I had the chance to change anything about my college experience, I would not. Not a thing. I love this university and all of the experiences, all the lessons, and the people that it's brought me. So I've said it before, and I'll say it again, but I am extremely proud to be a University of Wisconsin-Oshkosh alumni. Thank you very much for this award.
Thank you, Paige. I hope the students kind of caught the nuance of it was because of her Titan alumni connections. Just saying. All right, our next award recipient, and my friend and former board member, is Mariah Haberman, a 2010 journalism major who serves as a TV host, producer, and brand development director for Discover Media Works. Her exceptional skills as a young professional are evident in her role as host of Discover Wisconsin. Starting to sound familiar, just a little bit? And as a creative online content producer showcasing our beautiful state of Wisconsin and earning her a 2017 Emmy nomination. Mariah is the definition of seeking one's own success. With every curveball, she would find a new route. From establishing a massive social media presence for the brands she worked on to securing partnerships with the Wisconsin Newspaper Association, to establishing e-commerce partnerships and avenues for Discover Wisconsin, Mariah, year after year, has made a pattern of creating success. Mariah, please step forward to receive your 2018 Outstanding Young Alumni Award.
In the summer of 2007, I emailed the admissions director at the University of Rock County, a tech school that's about 20 minutes away from my hometown. I explained to her that I was an incoming sophomore at the University of Wisconsin-Oshkosh, a school that I had chosen, among other reasons, for its perfect 2-hour distance from my home. I also explained to her that I needed to withdraw from UW-Oshkosh because just 2 weeks prior to me writing that email, my stepdad was killed in a car accident, and my family needed me. I typed that email through tears, so mad at myself for choosing a school at the time that was so far away from my family, which was now reeling from the loss of our family provider. My anger only built as our family life completely unraveled. We had to auction off our home. My mom would receive her first, second, third, and fourth DUIs. She would lose custody of my 3 younger siblings. And I still have the letters she wrote me from her prison cell when I was a senior in college. That admissions director at URock never wrote me back. And so I stayed at UW-Oshkosh, and in an attempt to sort of justify my decision to stay, I told myself that maybe what I was doing was showing my 4 other siblings how to keep your head up in the worst of times. I found my stride in the journalism department, where the professors there would give me subtle acts of encouragement by selecting me to lead advertising campaigns or choosing me to lead the official journalism lab. And as my confidence grew, I took a major step outside my comfort zone when I decided to compete for the title of Miss Oshkosh 2010. I was so terrified to this day. It's the scariest thing I've ever done. But my close friends came to cheer me on. My family members came to cheer me on. And so did a handful of UW-Oshkosh journalism professors. Those professors had no way of knowing what I was dealing with 200 miles away from campus. But I tell you what, when you feel like you are drowning in what feels like a sea of self-doubt and personal turmoil, you cling to even the tiniest acts of and signs of hope and positivity. You never forget those people. These days, people are really quick to congratulate me for my success in my career, but honestly, what overwhelms me even more than the pride I have for my work with Discover Wisconsin is the deep gratitude I feel for my friends and my family and the professors at this school who gave me a life-changing pat on the back when I needed it most. For that, I'm so grateful. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mariah. Congratulations. Next up, we are ready to honor perhaps our youngest ever outstanding young alum, 2017 Supply Chain Management major, Katrina Schiedemeyer. I said it wrong, Schiedemeyer. Katrina works in global quality and continuous improvement at Oshkosh Corporation. She has dedicated her early career to developing lifelong community partnerships, promoting student success, and cultivating workplace joy. While at UWO, Katrina published a thesis, Leaning Out the Education System, which is now being utilized by the United States government and led her to becoming a member of the board of directors of Mali Rising, a foundation extending educational excellence to Mali, Africa. Please welcome me in congratulating the Six Sigma Green Belt and youngest certified project management professional in Wisconsin, Katrina Schiedemeyer.
I remember a few years ago, it was in 2014, my older sister was a student here at UW Oshkosh. And I had just gotten the letter from my high school at the time saying that they would pay for me to do my senior year of school here at UW Oshkosh. And at the time, I didn't know where I wanted to go to school, and I was a very nervous incoming freshman. And I remember she would walk with me throughout campus and showed me where each of my classes are. And I had very nervously asked her, how in the world is it possible to make it from Sage Hall all the way to Halsey in 10 minutes? And she reassured me it was possible, and like the good role model she is, walked with me about half a dozen times back and forth on that loop. And on my first day of classes, she met me to walk with me that route. Now, today, I am being honored with this award. And the past week has provided me the opportunity to reflect on my time here at Oshkosh. I think of all the memories that I was able to share with my sister. I think of the lifelong friends that I've made while studying abroad or studying in some of our supply chain classes. And I think about the incredible mentors that I've received, such as Dr. Godfrey, who has shared his wisdom with me, even when I text him late at night after a bad day at work. Or I think about Dr. Carlin, who has inspired me to embark on a career that allows me to see the passion in the cultures and embrace art in everything that's in the world. I think about all of the support that my family has provided me, from my younger siblings who are cheerleaders and cheer me up after a bad day or after I didn't do so well on an exam, and to my parents, who have guided me to follow my dreams, to attend the university, and have prepared me to understand that everything in life truly does happen for a reason. And finally, I also reflect back on my grandparents, who have taught me the importance of appreciating every moment in life. Today, I am honored with this award, but I'm even more honored to be able to continue to be an advocate for the outstanding success of UW Oshkosh. Thank you.
2017, wasn't that like yesterday? Gosh, congratulations. And again, congratulations to all of our outstanding Young Alumni Award recipients. These three have had such amazing success in their early careers, and we are so proud of all of your achievements. Now it's my pleasure to present our 2018 Distinguished Alumni Awards to 9 highly qualified and accomplished alumni. First, we honor 1990 sociology alumna Dr. Kathleen Abrahamson, who serves as an associate professor with tenure in the School of Nursing for Purdue University. In addition to her PhD, Kathy also holds an RN and MS accomplishments. Her research has made significant impact on the study of gerontology and has influenced healthcare policy across the Midwest. Her proudest accomplishment has been her charge to reduce polypharmacy, the use of 5 or more medications daily in nursing homes. Kathleen's enthusiasm inspires her students to pursue nursing from a sociological perspective. Her award nominator wrote this about you. Kathy did whatever she needed to get her education and training to pursue her interest at a high level, and has since produced an extraordinary record of accomplishments that promise to greatly improve the care of the aging population. So, Kathy, please come accept your 2018 Distinguished Alumni Award.
Thank you very much. There's a saying on greeting cards and gift shop plaques that home is where your story starts, and if there's any truth to that saying, then this is most certainly a homecoming weekend for me, because most certainly my story started here in terms of my adult life. I came here as an 18-year-old, undecided, traditional major, and through experiences with faculty and small classes and engaging with them outside of the classroom, they were truly interested in my learning. Through service learning and internship opportunities that helped me develop a passion I didn't even know I had at 18, 19 years old, and developing lifelong friendships that I still have that have encouraged my learning and my creativity throughout my life. Oshkosh is very much the beginning of my adult story. When I left UW-Oshkosh, Dr. Jerry Grzib, who I'm honored to have here this evening, said to me, "You need to attend graduate school." And I said to him, "No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to be a nurse, and I'm going to go help people, and I'm going to make social change." And all of that was very much inspired by my experiences with faculty. So, of course, he was supportive, but he said, "No, you need to go to graduate school." And I said, "No, I'm not going to." So he said, "I am going to write you a letter of recommendation, and I'm going to put it in a drawer. And when you are ready, you contact me." Well, I'm sure he was quite surprised when 20 years later, I contacted him, and very much true to UW-Oshkosh form, he remembered who I was and said, "Yep, I'll send that to Purdue University. Thank you." So once again, UW-Oshkosh was the start of my story. It was just the next chapter of that story. And so I'm very honored, and thank you very much.
I love our school. Our next honoree is Tom Davis, a 1972 English and history major who currently serves as an assistant to the president at the Navajo Technical University. During his career, he has worked in leadership positions for 6 tribal colleges across the U.S. and has been a leader in STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math education, both in Wisconsin and nationally. Over his lifetime, Tom has raised more than $100 million in grants for American, Indian, Black, and Hispanic projects. He has been the editor of 3 publications, has published many books, essays, fiction, poetry, and articles. Tom's nominator stated, "He has made an indelible mark in the American Indian community. For that, we are grateful." Let's honor Tom Davis with the 2018 Distinguished Alumni Award.
In Navajo country, there's a saying, walk in beauty. And what you are supposed to do is to walk within the beauty of yourself. Everyone here this evening, as well as walk in the beauty of the air, the earth, the animals, and everything that surrounds our spirits and makes us human beings. And of course, part of that is that you are supposed to walk what the Anishinaabe call the good path. The Sioux call the red road, the road of balance, the road of relationships where we each try to serve each other while still holding on to that beauty of ourselves. I've been a blessed man in so many ways. When I came to Oshkosh, I was a mess. I was married. Sonia, my daughter's here this evening, and she was just a toddler. Mary was born in Oshkosh. And this university helped me find the path that I followed throughout my life, working with American Indian people, working with indigenous people around the world. And it's been a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful journey indeed. And so I thank you for this award tonight. I also thank the University of Wisconsin-Oshkosh, and of course my family, always my family. Norb Hill, one of my best friends. He's a pain in the neck, by the way. Gee, I bet you know everybody here, too. I know I am. So thank you. And please, as you leave here this evening, remember, walk in beauty.
That was beautiful, Tom. Thank you. Now we're going to turn our attention to Geraldine Jank, a 1967 physical education graduate from UWO, who is known as an innovator in the classroom and a mentor to endless student teachers. She spent 37 out of 41 years teaching physical education at Lowell High School in San Francisco. She also had an incredible career as a gymnastics coach, and she had a chance to be on campus today to speak to some of our gymnasts in the gymnast gym. And it sounds like she scored a perfect 10 with her students. To quote Jerry directly in her nomination form, "Sports are a way for people to learn to get along, to laugh together, learn how to cooperate, to encourage each other. Winning the game isn't as important as the process itself." It is apparent that Jerry's career left a major impact on many students, faculty, administrators, and lives. Jerry, you've won by putting others first. Jerry brings the same energy to her recovery from an injury suffered in 2016 as she brought to her exceptional teaching career. So, Coach Jerry, we are so excited to have you accept the 2018 UW-Oshkosh Distinguished Alumni Award. So let's give Jerry a round of applause. And as she gets her glamour moment, I want to shout out to the ladies in red. Friends of Jerry for 40-some years who've come back to campus to celebrate her. Sorority sisters, oh, can't leave that out, so thank you for coming.
Hi, I didn't get the email to wear red. But Lenny gave me her little pom-pom and jewelry, so I had red on. I'd like to thank the committee and who nominated me for this award. I have a small speech to give. My son said, it's too long, it's too long. First of all, I was picking weeds on my hill. My hill goes straight up, and I fell down, cracked my head open, had a brain bleed, stroke, whatever. But I'm still here. I could not get on the bar on my last birthday to dance, but I will. We've been scouting the neighborhood to find one you can walk right onto from the ground floor so I can get up there and dance again. Well, I'm finished, I guess. I read that already. For 41 years, I have been a physical educator, teacher and coach, teaching students about their bodies and how to build them up and train and exercise. And now I hurt myself, and my son's telling me what to do. And I realize now how annoyed my students must have been when I pushed them. But because of people pushing me, the doctors, family, friends, my caregivers, and especially my son Tyler, this is Tyler. He's single, by the way. He's old enough to get married.
Yeah, next slide.
He has a good job.
This is about you tonight.
And he's helped me get here today, otherwise I wouldn't be here. I live in north of San Francisco, and he helped me get on the plane and get off, and can I say it?
No, that's fine.
Okay. My philosophy throughout my career has been learn one, do one, teach one. And this is meaning my gymnasts. And to tell them I'll teach them how to do the stunt. And then I had 40 students on my gymnastics team. And so there's no way I could lift that many people every day and teach. So they had to go out and teach someone else how to do one. Because I've always felt it's important to not just do something for ourselves, but to share what we know with others. I've had many people share their knowledge and skills with me throughout my career. From my parents and teachers in high school and right here at UW Oshkosh, which was Oshkosh State Teachers College at the time I went here. And that was a couple years ago. And from others throughout my entire career. UWO gave me a solid base for teaching and the confidence to leave Wisconsin and head for San Francisco. It's a little cold here in the winter. And two of my sorority sisters right after graduation I'll skip the year. I never looked back and we all landed good jobs. I wanted to thank the selection committee and everyone else who spoke up on behalf of my nomination, especially thanks to Diane Zelton and Sandy Vansenstein. The people that are wearing red are my sorority sisters from Oshkosh when I was here. And we still meet and we still get together. And if you don't have red in you, you can join our group tonight. Friends, sorority sisters, teachers, and administrators, that's something else. And Angela Reed, a former student whose letter amazed me, as did comments from other students. I was always proud of my physical education and coaching career because I believe that sports are a way for people to learn to get along, to laugh together, and to learn how to cooperate and to encourage each other. And I think that's what we need more in this world. Go Pack, go Brewers. No, give me that. Give me that. Give me that. I'm done. I'm not done. Reflections. 41 years ago, teaching physical education in San Francisco Unified School District. 34 years of coaching gymnastics. 19 years all-city champions in a row, plus 7 more with just 2 city high schools in our league. We joined the league south of San Francisco so we could keep our league going, the Santa Clara Valley Athletic League. Qualifying for, in that league, they had a Central Coast section, which we qualified for every year, never losing a junior varsity meet. We weren't good enough for varsity. I thought I should because I did coach gymnastics, plus teach everything else in physical education. I should do some cartwheels and flip-flops through here, but my gymnasts always spotted me. And none of them are here. So I'll skip that part of the entertainment. 7 more years. Oh, I don't know if I can do this tonight. Oh, I don't think I can. When a gymnast received did a new gymnastics skill, I would always whistle. And I may ask my sorority sister to help me if I can't get this whistle out. This hand doesn't work. Well, I'll do it without the hand. That wasn't very good. I'm not going to struggle. But I can whistle really loud. And I learned how to do it because I wanted to do it at a football game without everybody turning around and knowing who that obnoxious person was whistling behind them. And my whistle tonight is to thank all my gymnasts, my sorority sisters. Would you whistle for me? Ooh, we're gonna have to practice. And in the end, times changed. The streetcar tracks to County Stadium in Milwaukee are now a freeway. The school ball field is a fire station. The Packers became my 49ers. Too bad the other night. Candlestick Park is now Levi Stadium in Santa Clara. The next year, gymnastics. Oh, that's it. I'm going to say it a couple more times. I coached gymnastics and softball for 2 years at the same time. What was I thinking? Sophomore started off great, new uniforms, thought we'd win the championship until I was sliding on the soccer field and my pitcher broke her ankle. After 2 seasons of wearing a ski jacket, mittens, long underwear, umbrella, in the Midwest we call it rain, in San Francisco it's just fog, I chose gymnastics over softball. It was a lot warmer in the gym. Every day we had to sit up the entire gym. Parallel bars, 3 balance beams, vaulting horse, and a 40 by 40 floor mat, plus landing mats under all. And then we had to take it all down at the end of practice. I taught at an accelerated senior high school. The students had to take a test and have a grade point average to get in. So they all wanted to go to Berkeley, so they had to join a team or join an activity. So even though we're putting up all that equipment, they'd still join it just so they'd get on a permanent record. And we also had to have 2 fundraisers every year to supplement our $300 budget for uniforms and equipment. San Francisco passed a Proposition H, and we are flush with money now. I never turned a student away from my team. Who could tell what they could accomplish in 4 years? My girls flew over the uneven parallel bars. They charged down the runway to vault head first over the horse. They flipped cartwheel on a 16 by 4 inch wide beam, and they did somersaults in the air. And they taught their fellow gymnasts everything they knew. Then I had my son. And the jungle gym was a nightmare. Don't go so high. Be careful, you might fall. Come back down. I was such a wuss as a parent. 3 Wisconsin State University at Oshkosh physical education makers, Jackie Melanesi, the late Gloria Seek, and I packed my 1965 Mustang convertible and headed to San Francisco for palm trees and surfer boys. We arrived on a freezy, foggy August night singing, "If you're going to San Francisco, be sure to wear flowers in your hair." It was a summer of love. That was in 2007. that makes me a lot younger. After a semester, I taught at Roosevelt Middle School and 2.5 years at Everett. I made my way to Lowell High School, the country club. Balboa High School won the All-City Gymnastics Champion its first 2 years. The third year, Lowell needed a coach, and 8 women in our department looked at me and said, "You know more than any of us, so you're the coach." There were no women's sports in high school in Milwaukee when I went to school. And that's how my coaching career started. Being from Milwaukee and the Green Bay Packer country and coaching the Vince Lombardi way meant winning is everything. It's the only thing. So my teams did just that. And after 2 years of coaching gymnastics, the old San Francisco Girls Athletic League added softball because of Title IX. My first year coaching softball, we beat McAteer in the playoffs 9-1. My team caught everything, but lost to Balboa in the second playoff 25-6. No one could catch anything. I'm getting tapped on my back. I'm almost done. By sixth grade, I was the best athlete in my class. I could beat everyone, and I ran the 50-yard dash against Mr. Nell, my sixth grade teacher. By the way, there were only 12 kids in my sixth grade class. Junior high school brought my first sports disappointment. In seventh grade, the boys told me I couldn't play softball with them during lunch hour. They said only the boys could play. Title IX. Where were you? So I became a high school cheerleader so I could still be part of the sports action. College. Now, I finally had a few competitive opportunities at Oshkosh. We could play field hockey against the women's prison at Waupun. Right, Patty? And I was on the women's bowling team. We bowled at our school and telegraphed the scores into the league. I again cheered the boys on as a 4-year cheerleader at Oshkosh. I got to cheer at the NAIA basketball championships in Kansas City my senior year with the Cinderella Oshkosh Titans basketball team. Girls now play competitive sports. I'm jealous. Thank you, Title IX. That's. I'm getting pulled off.
All right, let's go.
Thank you.
She paved the way, that's for sure, for all of us women. She did. Thank you, Jerry. Next, let's invite accounting grad Cecilia Jensen up to receive the 2018 UW-Oshkosh Distinguished Alumni Award. She worked for a public accounting firm for 8 years before she and her husband founded Med Efficiency, Inc., a medical product company focused on wound care products. In 2007, the company launched a product that simplified diabetic wound care and was instrumental in reducing amputation rates, saving limbs and lives all over the world in South America, Europe, Japan, Australia, and the Middle East. Cecilia and her husband have also funded endowed and current use scholarships to further enhance research in chronic wound care. Please join me in honoring Cecilia Jensen with the 2018 UW-Oshkosh Distinguished Alumni Award.
Good evening, everyone. I am awestruck by all of the amazing people who are in this class, and I am honored to be a part of it. I want to thank UW-Oshkosh Alumni Relations for this great event and a wonderful weekend of homecoming activities. It is a great evening, and whoops, that popped off. And it is a beautiful weekend, and in spite of the rain and the weather, we're having a blast. I'd also like to congratulate the rest of the alumni for the great work you have done in your lives, and it's so impressive to be a part of your group. Mostly, I'd like to thank my family and friends who have joined me this evening. There's a crew over on the other side of the room that has walked with me through my life's journey, and I'm here to thank them. First of all, I'd like to thank my dad. He is my rock, and he is the rock of this really fun family that I am blessed to be a part of. Although Mom isn't here with us tonight, she's watching from a little bit different vantage point. The two of you were living examples for my life and showing us how to shoot for the stars and never to let anyone hold you back from pursuing your dreams. Because of that, and you have 9 incredibly different kids out there to make a mark on this world, each in their own unique way. Not because you told us to go do it, but because you showed us how to do it, Dad. You're amazing. I thank you. Aunt Ruth, I thank you for coming tonight, too. She was my godmother, and she's been with me pretty much since I was born. You've always been there, and no one showed me how to work harder or to be kinder to other people. You're amazing. Marianne, Trish, Dwayne, and of course, Dan up there. You guys were great. You were the beginning of my reaching out and as a glimpse into the new world that I didn't know outside of our family. You gave me chances to travel, to have fun. You showed me patience and understanding. You are great friends, great mentors, and you had a huge impact on my life that you will never know. I can't thank you enough. My awesome, did I say awesome, brothers and sisters, 5 of which are with me tonight, and their amazing spouses, and my brother-in-law, Mike. Well, I appreciate you all, and I'm so honored that you are here with me, and Tuck and Morgan, too. I'm so blessed to have you all in my family, and to have you as friends, resources, sometimes a nanny, and sometimes even as investors. I know I can always count on you. Thank you so much. My husband, Jeff, what can I say? You are my soulmate. We have had a wonderful journey, and I am so glad that you took me along with you. Finally, our kids. We have Steve, Danny, Jenny, and Joe. You are the motivation behind so much we have done, and I just want to know you are the why of why we are here. We are excited for what lies ahead for each of you in your work and in your lives, and thanks for being the troopers as we ride our roller coaster through life. I truly appreciate all of you coming tonight, and I'm honored to have you here. You've been always with me, and you are priceless. I thank you. I have a little something extra that we decided to add in tonight, and if you'll bear with me. As those of you with me tonight know, I have a really special dad, as I noted. I'd like to share a little more about him with the rest of you who have not had a chance to meet him. My dad is 81 right now, but his parents were Wisconsin farmers, and Dad was the eldest of 8 children. Dad plus 7 sisters. A farmer's dream. Not. He grew up working on the farm, and his sisters usually watched. Anyway, and after high school, he graduated and worked at the paper mill in town and started his careers. And I say many careers. And then he met my mother. Actually, they had met long before, but they met and they married, and they began to build their family. They started on their first endeavor, which was to establish an A&W in town, which was very cool. Full on with root beer and car hops. I remember washing mugs on busy summer days when I was still too young to wait tables. It was a family affair for sure. He and Mom had 9 kids eventually. And when the clothes washer broke down, they built a laundromat, of course. So when my grandpa retired, his father, when he retired from farming, Dad planted the crops and added farming to his repertoire. When our family outgrew the house that we started in, Dad started building houses, of course. So he had always turned a challenge into an opportunity and often into a business venture. I believe that entrepreneurial spirit rubbed off on all of us kids as we each ventured out in different directions, but are a hardworking crew. In addition to working hard, Dad was a living example of giving back. He gave back to his community and church. He served on the Water and Light Commission, the City Council, the Parish Council. He was a county commissioner. He was on the local school board and was a volunteer firefighter for more than 50 years and still is today. He is the epitome of giving back. Jeff, if you think you and Dad could come and join me on stage, we have a little something to share with you now. He didn't know this was coming down tonight, but we're going to give him a little in honor of my dad, Jim Monahan, and his life of business and entrepreneurship, and always, always, always giving back, my husband, Jeff, and I would like to donate $25,000 to the Titan Fund to establish an endowed scholarship to benefit the University of Wisconsin business entrepreneur students in perpetuity. And for that, Dad, we'd like to present you with a certificate that commemorates the establishment of the James Moynihan Jr. Business Entrepreneurship Scholarship. Thank you all.
That's definitely a first. If anyone would like to start a fund in my name, it's Amanda with an A. Just saying. All right. We will now meet Kenneth Maritz, a 1967 mathematics and physics major who has a professor emeritus status from the School of Polymers and High Performance Materials of the University Southern Mississippi. His research involves studying materials related to chemical warfare, developing organic and inorganic nanocomposite materials, investigating novel biomaterials degradation, and developing and testing nanostructured fuel cell membranes. I don't know about you, but I feel about my IQ went up about 10 points. Thanks, Kenneth. His work has been described as pioneering in the fields of polymer physics, polymer chemistry, and materials for energy applications. Kenneth is recognized internationally for his publications and supportive presentations. So let's honor Kenneth as one of our 2018 UW-Oshkosh Distinguished Alumni winners.
Sincerely, thank you very much. It is indeed an honor to be here and receive this award. I never thought that in the 1960s, as I trundled my way across campus, which didn't look at all like it does now, that I'd find myself in front of this fine crowd. And I have some people to thank, namely my wife, who's sitting over there, and she needs to be thanked for putting up with me for all these years while I was chasing electrons around the laboratory. I'd also like to thank Tony Hopfinger over here, and he's actually received this award a few years back, and Tony and I go back to kindergarten, and I got a undergraduate degree here. I stayed for a while as a faculty assistant where I helped out with teaching astronomy and physics, and then I got a master's degree in physics. I was the first student out of that program, and unfortunately, it doesn't exist anymore. And so I was, I was coming to the end I was writing my master's thesis on theoretical nuclear physics, whatever that was. And so I met Tony over here, and in a bar that doesn't even exist anymore. In those days, this was the bar culture. I mean, and so we did a lot of quaffing, of the suds. And Tony and I were sharing a pitcher at a place called Andy's Library. What did I say? And Tony said, "You want to go to graduate school?" Well, I have to explain. While I was, here, Tony went to Case Western, completed a PhD in 3 years, went to Harvard, did a postdoc, and by that time I was getting out here. And he wanted some graduate students at Case Western Reserve University. So over a beer, and I just can't even remember how many we had, he said, why don't you come to Case Western and do a PhD in macromolecular science? And I said, what the hell is that? Well, I went there, and that's what launched my career in polymer science. And so I have to thank Tony. I mean, he basically saved me. And I'd also like to thank my two friends here, Ken Forsyth, he's the guy who's rapping his knuckles or something. And he nominated me for this award, and I'm thankful. And Jerry Sunleitner is there. And I don't know what to say about him except, he was a regular, what would you call him, a client at a bar called My Brother's Place. Okay. I really don't like writing speeches for this sort of thing. And so I'm gonna bring us up to speed here. What I will offer is some incoherent blather, which I seem to be rather good at, as my students would attest. When I came to this place a couple of days ago on campus, it's just, everything was unidentifiable. It reminded me of the very first, Twilight Zone episode, which was called "Where Are the People?" And so the people, in my case, are like, who's around here anymore that I know? And the answer is nobody. The place has been totally transformed, and so like the guy in the show came upon the city, and he didn't recognize the city, and there's no people around. Well, there's people here, of course, your people, but the gang, aside from these nefarious three people here, are pretty much gone, and all my professors, I'd like to see them again, but they'd either be very old or not with us anymore. And I really enjoyed being in the physics department. It took me 6 years to get out with a degree in math and physics. I had to work at night in the factories because both my parents were sick, and I had to support them. I worked right down the road here at Pluswood Industries. Whoever heard about that? None of you have heard about it, right? Okay. Well, I worked for Radford's for a while, and so on. Not Radford's, but Payne Lumber Company. And so I really, in retrospect, did not mind doing that because it gave me a different view of life and an appreciation for getting an education. In my time here, being a little bit longer than usual, I saw the 1960s unfold on this campus. We were, and Tony can attest to that, and probably these other two guys, we were in the physics lab, which was in Harrington at that time, general physics, and we had the radio on, and the radio was talking about Russian ships, coming to Cuba. This is 1962. And boy, we were sitting there shaking, trying to do the ballistic pendulum or one of these other experiments that they had at the time, and we all agreed that we're probably going to get drafted the next year. So we didn't, and I managed to make it through okay. But I wasn't the happiest guy during those years. I had to do double duty on work, but it was my studies here were always a retreat, from other problems. And I have to say that when I studied for my master's degree in physics, quantum mechanics, electrodynamics, and so forth, they were the hardest courses I ever taught, and I never studied so hard. I had to get everything out of my life, and perhaps that probably is going to contribute to my senility, having burned up too many brain cells. So I promised you that I would be blathering, and you have to admit that this truly is blathering. And so there's other wonderful things I could tell you about all the things that I did here. But then I'd have to be talking about all the student bars and, all the places that don't exist anymore, like the End Zone and Andy's Library, the Rail. What else? Can somebody help me? What else? Huh? The Loft? Yeah. I was trying to think of the B&B Tap the other day. But, of course, when you study something as difficult in physics, you need a little relief. And so, we'd go out on the weekends and get hammered. So this is also a confessional here, and none of this is going to leave the room. And I think my wife is she's rolling up her eyeballs and kind of telling me to bring this to an end. But sincerely, honestly, I really appreciate this honor of being here and being back here and seeing what happened to my alma mater, seeing some of my old friends again and making some new friends. And we'll let it go at that. Thank you.
I'll just say in the 90s, we never went to the bars to release stress. Never. A couple of those were still around, by the way. I'm now honored to introduce former UWO football student athlete and physical education major, Jim Miazga, who graduated in 1974. He is the former owner and retired president of Oneida Sales and Service. Jim is a great advocate as well as a generous supporter of UW Oshkosh, as well as his local community and the Rhinelander School District. One of his greatest feats was competing the Great American Birkebeiner ski race, 10 times, 3 after suffering a massive stroke at the age of 47. That's hard. One of his nomination supporters stated, Jim's lifetime record of giving, encouraging, and helping others has all been done with extraordinary joy and humility. Please join me in congratulating Jim Miazga to accept his 2018 UW Oshkosh Distinguished Award.
Good evening. First, I'd like to thank the Alumni Association for the opportunity to receive this award and Coach Cerrone for his nomination of me. To all the other award winners tonight, well-deserved and congratulations. Memories. When I was coaching freshman basketball at the high school level, I said to the young players, some of you may not play after this year. Get involved in something else in high school. It will keep you busy, out of trouble. You will make friends, form other memories in high school. Oshkosh has many memories for me. Like Professor was reiterating to, when I was in school, St. Patrick's Day was a big day. I have some great memories of that day. Athletics were always very important to me. They taught me the words we and team instead of I, which helped me develop a strong company. A business owner is similar to a coach. We take a company and build it with good employees. We learn to manage them, lots of ups and downs, but always looking for strengths to improve. It doesn't always have to be about the bottom line. That will flow when you do the first steps in the core of your company. I always said it wasn't rocket science. UWO has made some changes over the years. During my time, the school changed from Wisconsin State University system to the University of Wisconsin Oshkosh. Just recently, Fox Valley and the Fond du Lac campus joined our UWO system. 3 campuses, 1 university, lots of progress. Although many new buildings have been built since we were all here, our footprints and paths that we took to class remain the same, along with our memories. Thank you, UWO, for this wonderful memory. Hail Titans, and if I could add one quick note, there's a wonderful alumni here that has generously given to so the basketball young athletes could be here, and my passion, the football team over there with Coach Luke and Coach Stenny can be here tonight. And I thank that alumni for doing that, and with his, because one of my favorite words also is the word thank you. And sometimes the word is forgotten in our English vocabulary. So to that alumni, David, thank you.
So I think in the spirit of sports, is this a good time for all of us to admit we're secretly checking our phones in the Brewers? Anybody have an update? Because I don't have my phone. Us? Okay, good. 4-1 us. This is such a great night. Okay. It's only getting better. Our next honoree made quite a trek to be with us here today. Brian Rettman of Dar es Salaam, Tanzania, is a 1997 International Studies and Religious Studies major. Since graduation, he has dedicated his entire career to battling the ongoing global AIDS crisis. He has been recognized as an outstanding young alum back in 2004. Today, he serves as coordinator of the President's Emergency Plan for AIDS Relief, leading a team of more than 120 public health professionals. This is the world's 4th largest anti-AIDS program, partnering with members of the Department of State, U.S. Agency for International Development, U.S. CDC, Department of Defense, and the Peace Corps. Brian's program annually delivers antiretroviral drugs to over 1 million Tanzanians living with HIV and tests 8 million a year. Let's give Brian a resounding welcome home. Yeah.
Thank you all. I'm truly honored to be here, and I think as other person mentioned just how much in awe I am of the other recipients that have received awards tonight. I really am thankful to the Alumni Association, to the university for allowing me to come back. The travels were a little bit rough. I had a few stitches along the way, literally stitches, but I made it back mostly in one piece. I do want to start off just by thanking my friends and family for coming out, especially my father, my wife, who has been traveling with me and is also a UW alum. She also was a young alumni winner back when it was 2002. So big thanks to them for coming out to see me get this award. I also have a somber note as well, because the professor who put me up for this award unfortunately passed away this summer. And he really was a great mentor and coach for us for the Model UN team and for the International Studies Department. He was at the university for almost 50 years, and 53, over 50 years. Thank you. So Ken Grebe, who really has been the foundation of Model UN and international studies, unfortunately is no longer with us, but I'm sure he's listening in. So I want to talk a little bit about Model UN and international studies, because it helped me to get to where I am today. I wouldn't have been able to come up here and give a speech. I wouldn't be able to do the negotiation that I do. I wouldn't be able to do what I'll call the cat herding of the agencies that you mentioned, because it really was a foundational experience to be able to do Model UN here. And it has been a successful program that has garnered the top awards at nationals for the last 35 plus years. It's great to hear about the success from the football team and the volleyball teams as well. But don't forget about Model UN, because we've been doing it for a long time. Many thanks to my former team members who have come along with as well, and several of them, as an example of this, several of them have also been alumni award winners as well. So the program really has helped to get us to understand negotiation and really to be able to do what we do. The education overall here at Oshkosh has been just fantastic to be able to be a shining star out in the world to show how great it is. Part of that was the religious studies program that unfortunately closed down since I've left. Oh, it's alive and well. Okay. I was told incorrectly. Excellent. So I need to go visit them as well then before I leave. It really is, both the religious studies is how I was able to use a lot of the time I've spent overseas, really understanding the people that I work with, and really trying to make sure that the health messages that we deliver really are well understood and really are incorporative of the local culture. So with that, let me again thank everyone for coming out, thank the Chancellor, and thank everyone else for this award. Thanks.
Well, I'm glad you made it in almost one piece. Our next honoree, Eugene Trichinsky, a 1974 physical education major, retired in 2014 following a 40-year career in education, including 25 years as an administrator. His position as principal at the high-profile Dr. Phillips High School, DPHS, in Orlando, Florida, allowed him to travel to numerous states and countries with its Center for International Studies magnet program and its Visual Performing Arts magnet programs. At the end of his career, Gene oversaw a 2-year, $60.8 million renovation to create state-of-the-art facilities at the high school. He is pleased now to have a new administration building on the campus that bears his name, the Gene Trichinsky Building. Gene and his family are enjoying a long-anticipated family vacation abroad. However, his brother Jerry, also a career educator, will be accepting the award for Gene. And I have to say, I was talking to Jerry beforehand, 2 pieces. Their family bleeds black and gold. I think I met every single alum in the family that's here this evening, all Titans. And he also shared, as only a brother can do, that Gene was rejected on his first attempt to attend UW Oshkosh. I threw you under the bus, but I think he would think that was okay. So Jerry, if you could please come up to accept the award on behalf of your brother. Thank you.
Thank you very much. If the audio person could bring that picture back of all the children in that picture, which I don't know if you can do that, but Jean is in the front row, the third one from the left, and that is our class. That is our school, and that's the same school that my grandfather attended and my mother attended, and we attended until it closed. That is our entire school, the Star School, and we attended that school, and I think that's where Jean got the idea that whether you're a member of the Star School or a member of a 3,500 student body in Dr. Phillips High School, that every student is important. Every student, whether it's in this picture or in over 10,000 diplomas that he issued as principal of the Dr. Phillips High School, every child is important. He's also very proud of his immediate family. His wife, Mary Jo, and their children, Travis and Tracy, are both educators. Jean's table this evening over here is my wife, Barb, sister, Evie Kress, husband, Jim, a non-traditional UWO graduate, sister, Kathy Ellis, nursing graduate from UWO, her husband, Randy, a UWO graduate, Jean's wife, Mary Jo's mother, Leon Thal, and she has 5 daughters and 2 sons, so she's been mothering a long time, and grandmothering and great-grandmothering now. As well as one of Jean's colleagues, a parent of one of his students, and current superintendent of the Oshkosh School District, Vicki Cartwright, has joined us at the table. Jean's last administrative assignment for 14 years was as principal of Dr. Phillips High School in Orange County, Florida. Dr. Phillips High School is very culturally diverse and economically diverse. They have over 25 different nationalities represented, and you notice the picture of Ha Clinton Dix and my brother standing. Ha was one of those children who was living with his grandmother in a car when he attended high school. Now he's providing for many, many students back at Dr. Phillips High School. In addition to that, there were many professional athletes, children that attended this Dr. Phillips High School, and also students from Tangelo Park, the poorest area of Orange County, Orlando. And he was very proud of being able to have those students sit side by side in the classroom and all achieve success. Dr. Phillips High School is located across from Universal Studios. So when the band would take the field at halftime, Universal Studios would light up the sky with fireworks over the top of Harry Potter's theme park. In 2017, shortly after Jean left Dr. Phillips for retirement, the school was recognized as the Magnet School of America for the visual, performing arts, and international studies. Prior to Jean's responsibility as the high school principal, he opened and created a brand new middle school with 1,000 students. He was the first principal, hired an entire staff, and created the culture within that school, which is a monumental task. But he took his administrative responsibilities much as a dairy farmer. It's a 7-day-a-week job. You never go on vacation while there's things to do. UWO was important to Jean. UWO is where he built upon a moral foundation of hard work, determination instilled by living on a 100-acre farm with his 5 brothers and sisters. A father who received his high school diploma at age 80. They gave him credit for driving his tank from Omaha Beach across France through to being the spearhead of the Battle of the Bulge, and then flew back across the English Channel in a harness because he was so badly burned from his tank blowing up, and received credits under the GI Bill. Dad always spoke of 2 things, the golden rule. There are 2 of them, he said. 1, do unto others as you have them do unto you, and follow that one, and be aware of the other golden rule, and that is, he who has the gold rules. Our mother valued everyone, and our grandmother always used the same parting words with her teenage grandsons: be a man, not a mouse. And I'm sure that was still in his mind and is today when he made decisions about what was right and what was wrong. Grandfather used to say there are three things to invest in: dirt, tools, and education. And the only thing they can't take away from you is your education. So with that background, he had a really good career, and he's back at it again. He's now been nicknamed the Minesweeper, as he's mentoring 4 brand new principals, 2 at a high school and 2 at a middle school. And they say, his mentees say, that he's trying to keep them from stepping on the landmines. So they call him the Minesweeper. It's not where you began, but where you end that matters, and how much good you can do along the way. I'd like to take this opportunity on behalf of Gene and their entire family and all associates to thank UWO alumni for recognizing one of your own and allowing us to celebrate this evening. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Our final Alumni Award recipient of the evening is Christopher Tarosky, a 1994...
Hurry up, Rick. Keep it going.
Do you want to hear about yourself?
It's
or no?
all awesome.
Do you have tickets?
We got to know what the game is.
I know. But you were supposed to bring that up with you. See, he's a lawyer. Makes sense, right? You know what? Okay, so really quick, I have to see, it was written for me. Okay, so he's the patent program director at the University of Minnesota Law School.
Awesome.
He's got a lot of experience. This is the good stuff, though, okay? He's most proud of his work with the Minnesota Epilepsy Foundation, serving as the organization's general counsel and secretary. And he also actively recruits students from the chemistry department here at UWO for an alternative career path in law. He has to work really hard at that. One of his nominators said, I know a lot of lawyers, it's cool. One of his nominators said he is not only a good lawyer, he's a good leader. He leads with courage, integrity, and conviction. Let's congratulate Chris on his distinguished award.
Thank you. So the prior speakers talked a lot about they were thankful. They were thankful for some of their advantages that they received. A huge advantage has been family. And another huge advantage has been their professors. Another advantage a lot of us recipients received was financial. The cost of attendance to go to school now is much higher than when we went. It could be $19,000, $20,000, and that is a huge burden on, it's a barrier to entry to school, and it's a burden on our students. And I know we have some students out there. Students, raise your hands. How many of you have debt? You could have $10,000, $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 of debt. And it could take 5 and 10 and 15 years to pay that debt off. So I hope you were inspired by some of the stories here today, and I hope you were inspired by especially the story of Cecilia Jensen and her family. And I'm Titan proud that we now have a Titan alumni. Help me with the name. The Titan Alumni Foundation that responsibly will be good stewards for your money to help education be affordable for the next generation of students. So I want to thank you all for being here tonight. I want to thank you, the University of Wisconsin Oshkosh, and thank you for considering the Titan Alumni Foundation to help make education affordable for future students. Thank you.
I wish my lawyer only talked that much because my bill rate would be a lot less. Fantastic. Thank you, Chris. I want to say a big wow. What an amazing group of UW-Oshkosh alumni award recipients that we have here with us. You make us all so proud. And speaking of pride, we have several returning, I think you heard that in some of the speeches, returning recipients amongst us. So what I would like to do is call out your name. Please rise. Let's hold our applause to the end like before so we can all acknowledge you. First up, Victor Alatorre, 2013 Distinguished Alum. Scott Buckland, Outstanding Young Alum, 1997. Tony Hopfinger, 1972 Outstanding Young and 2012 Distinguished Alum. Mike Hammerland, 2006 Outstanding Young. Jennifer Hammerland, 2001 Outstanding Young. Jessica King, 2009 Outstanding Young Alum. Norb Hill, Distinguished Alum, 1995, Outstanding Young, 1979. Michael Monroe, 2005, Distinguished Alum. Mary Alice Muchler, 2002. I like how you mentioned that, to make sure your husband remembered. Outstanding Young. Timothy Ward, 2009, Distinguished Alum. Anyone else that I missed, please rise. If not, let's give these proud folks a round of applause.
All right. Before we conclude tonight, we have a couple more alumni to honor and thank for their dedicated service to the Alumni Association's Board of Directors. I'd like to ask Stephanie Massaros-Briggs and Scott Barr to please join me on stage. Stephanie served 2 terms on the Alumni Board, and tonight we are delighted to recognize her for her outstanding service to her alma mater. And we are also pleased to recognize Scott for his longtime commitment to the Alumni Board and most recently his outstanding leadership as the organization's president. Please join me in thanking them for their dedicated service. As a lasting token of appreciation, a brick in each of their names has been installed in the patio of this building. Tonight they will receive the mini replica to display in their home or office. Thank you very much for your dedicated service to UWO.
I'm about to go off script. Everyone's going to panic. I need a couple more seconds of your time. 20 years ago, UW-Oshkosh made one of the wisest decisions it could ever do, and that was hiring Christine Gantner. Chris, as many of you know, is an honorary alum of UW-Oshkosh. Her leadership, wisdom, guidance has impacted thousands of alumni near and far. And the best part is that we get to say we're part of her story. Don't cry, because if you cry, I'm going to lose it. I am honored to call her a friend and mentor, and we wouldn't be doing her justice if we didn't take a moment to recognize her service to our alma mater. As a thank you for her 20 years and a happy anniversary gift, we are presenting Chris with a one-of-a-kind Joy Moon painting from Joy's personal home collection. Joy is an '84 fine arts major and a former Alumni Award winner. Chris, please come to the stage to receive your much-deserved recognition.
I do want to say something.
Please.
I just want to say I am so blessed. This is so much more than a job to me. This is a lifelong thrill and endeavor, and I love our alumni, I love this institution, and I love the volunteers that I have had the pleasure of working with for the last 20 years at this institution. And I am so proud of the alums who are honored here tonight and all of you who are here who celebrate Titan Pride. It's truly an honor to be an employee of UW-Oshkosh and work with so many wonderful people I've had the opportunity to meet over the many years I've been here. It's truly been a very rewarding experience, and I am overjoyed, overwhelmed, and thrilled. And I thank each and every one of you for being here tonight and celebrating this great university. Thank you.
Someone talked about being blessed. We have been blessed. We have been blessed. We again congratulate our 2018 Alumni Award recipients. Please stay in touch. There's the internet. There's the thing called Facebook. There's the worldwide everything. Please stay in touch. Let us know what you're up to, where you are, what you're doing, so that we can continue to celebrate future successes. I'll just throw in, it's, I believe, the top of the third, and it's 5-1 Brewers. My wonderful husband is sitting up here going, 1, 2. Thank you, Ron. Yeah, he's doing signs. Well, I would just like to say thank you so much for attending tonight. I know I am leaving with more Titan pride. I do every year, but we have an incredible institution, an incredible group of alumni that keep getting better every year. So I hope to see you tomorrow at the homecoming festivities. As Chris mentioned, everything has been moved to Reeve in the morning, so breakfast starts at 10. There's a historical non-walking tour of campus at 10:30. There's the Tent City Tailgate, which will be in Reeve, with food, drinks, games, and much more. And then at 1:30, we'll be out at the field to see our football team take on UW La Crosse. Following that game, the Alumni Association also hosts the 5th quarter celebration, which will be held at Fox River Brewing, formerly Fratello's. So with that, I say thank you, good night, and repeat after me, Hail Titans! Thank you. Also, please remember to put your name tags in the basket out front.
Walker said no to the DACA kids. And as far as in-state tuition, other states have done it, and under the same circumstances. But what concerns me the most is we continue to pass on this issue with our president. And this campaign is not about Donald Trump.